Hello, viewers. I'm SB, and welcome back to Cleo, A Pirate's Tale, where we're fucking dead. You know, my mother told me this is what was going to happen, and I just didn't listen. So here we are in the afterlife with a somewhat abbreviated inventory, if I remember correctly. We still have our mailing stamp, which, you know, if we're in sort of like a great, if this is an afterlife that is specifically for drowned people, then I could see this maybe being useful here. Otherwise, we're probably holding on to this for later. I don't know why we still have this. This seems not useful anymore. We certainly know where that hotel is. A big shovel. Carry a physical shovel with you into the afterworld. Everybody knows that. If you're buried with a shovel, you get to use it in the afterlife. It's a reasonably effective melee weapon. Most other people won't have a weapon, so it's pretty good. You can't bring a sword to the afterlife, obviously. Customs. And then we have Teddy McAnally's death card, which apparently is like a big deal. So let's have a look around here. I'm assuming these are the card catalogs, or
what are these strange filing cabinets? And there are these bluish lights everywhere. Scary.
And everything is connected via a diagram on the floor to this big circle where we woke up, which is certainly interesting. Doesn't look to me like any of this other stuff is examinable.
What do you think you're doing? Has anyone called you?
No?
Then why are you bursting in here? It's not your turn yet. Wait a moment. I still need to get this done. So, where was I?
I mean, this is a real failure of flow control. If people who show up in the afterlife are not supposed to just burst through this door, you should, like, lock that shit.
Hello? My halo has been activated. I think this must be a mistake.
The time has come, Frederick. You know the rules.
But my great-grandchildren, have they?
Forgotten you? Yes. I'm sorry.
Harsh.
I'm really busy, so...
But...
Extremely harsh. Like, really quite harsh.
So, now it's your turn. Please?
So, like, what is the deal here? The implication there was that if you're allowed down here as long as somebody on Earth remembers you, but if you're no longer remembered by anyone, then you are unmade. Maybe so that your, like, components, spiritual parts can be reclaimed and used for further spirits or something? What did you drop, friend? Okay,
Hey,
this is your walking stick.
Do you think I have all day? It's
I do.
your turn.
I think you may even have more than all day. Let me steal this
Hey,
thing. Oh my god. Alright, fine. Fine what?
Hi.
Welcome to the afterlife. You are now in the afterlife's administration. Before I can allow you to indulge in the joys of your dead as a doornail existence, a few formalities have to be made clear. My name is Archibald, and I am responsible for managing your death card.
What happened to that poor man?
Oh, he was archived. His time here was up. The afterlife also has its capacity limits, you see.
No, I don't. Why would that be the case? Who is running this place? I have so many questions now.
Am I really dead?
Oh yes, of course. Otherwise, I wouldn't be responsible for you at all.
Responsible is a big word for somebody who can't even figure out how to lock the door.
So, no heaven and hell, huh?
Oh, nonsense. There's nothing like that here.
And no eternal torment and purgatory and stuff?
Oh, yes. That does exist. But only self-proclaimed cyclists who believe they don't have to use the bike path end up there. You don't have to worry about that. So...
managing my death card?
This holy mandate gives me the right to dispose of your death card. And, if necessary, to destroy it using a shredder. Please, read the holy mandate carefully but quickly. And please do not damage it in any way. Let me know when you are ready.
This holy mandate grants authority to create death cards. And should one of the following two cases occur, to irrevocably destroy it. Case 1. There are no more positive memories of the deceased among the living.
Positive
Case 2.
memories.
The
Interesting.
deceased attracts negative attention in one way or another. That sounds pretty arbitrary.
It is. And as long as I have this holy mandate, it is subject to my arbitrariness. So please, behave. Okay, next point. Take that. You are obliged to always carry this halo with you in order to be available.
What do you mean by available?
That thing will blink and beep and vibrate when you are being contacted.
Or when your
You
table
know,
is ready.
like in those pseudo-Italian fast food restaurants.
Sorry, buddy, got there
Then
first.
you have to report to the Afterlife's administration immediately.
Like that poor guy from before?
Aha! You are slowly starting to think for yourself. That's good, because I don't have a lot of time.
It is interesting that they described purgatory as a place where you are tormented. I don't think that that's... Listen, I'm not an expert on every world religion, but I feel like purgatory is not usually where the torment happens. Why would I want to see the Holy Mandate again? He says don't damage it, so... Like, maybe the idea is we're going to get, like, I don't know, an inkwell or something, and then we're going to spill stuff on the Holy Mandate?
Can I go now?
You can leave immediately. I just have to ask you to empty your pockets completely. No safety precaution. There was some incidents in the... what the... Is that what I think it is? You've had near-death Teddy's death card in your pocket the whole time, and you didn't say a word? Good gracious. What do I do now? Wait a moment. I have to read the protocol. Exception protocol. Exception protocol. Exception protocol. Exception protocol. Exception protocol. The death card is back in the administration. I repeat, Teddy McAnally's death card is back in the administration. You can go now. Now!
Pretty bizarre use of administration here. Again, I assume this is like a translation-based thing.
Poor old man.
Get out of here!
Okay, but oh my god, she is the least sticky-fingered adventure game protagonist I have ever seen. You take everything that is not nailed down. You can never tell what you might need it for later.
Hey, slow down. You can't just walk in here like that.
What is this place?
Oh, you just got here, right? This is Teddy's, the hippest bar in the afterlife. Well, the only bar in the afterlife.
The only? How come?
It's actually strictly forbidden to open a bar like that. Usually punished by immediate archiving. But the founder of this bar, Near-Death Teddy, tricked the system.
Yeah, Teddy McAnally, right? Made his death card disappear. I heard about that.
Correct. Fortunately for all of us, Near-Death Teddy can do whatever he wants down here. So he opened this bar.
Why a bar of all places?
Teddy said he wanted to create a place of exchange here. A place for everyone. No distinctions made here. No judgments made here. Nothing is expected of you here. It's a peaceful place where everyone can just chat, and drink, and listen to each other.
So, can I go in?
No.
Why not?
Well, it's the Teddies after all.
And that means what?
Well, you have to beat me at cracking fodder. Then you can go in.
I thought nothing was expected of me here.
Well, it's not entirely consistent, I admit. But that's the way the rules are.
Well, at least they admitted it. I do hate Kraken fodder, but like, let's just get through this.
If there's nothing else, let's do this.
I still have my deck, right? Yeah. Damn it. Well, that's a tremendous disadvantage. There's 4. He's gonna get all of his cannonballs back, though, right? Damn it, pair of 6s. Yeah, because we couldn't have tried to wait him out. So we can just do this and then get our cannonballs back eventually, although the rules for that are not entirely clear. It's like after you have spent all your cannonballs, sometimes they just come back. Although it's definitely not happening for us. It certainly happens okay for the opponents. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I guess let's get back our high cannon. I mean, I think we're very doomed here. So now we just have the 5 in the cabin boy? Alright. Man. I think everything that could have gone wrong in this particular match of cannon fodder absolutely did. We're just gonna scoop and then try it again. And let's hope that the random number generator generates numbers that are better for us. It's working. It's already happening. I'll go 1. Haha. Turns out 1 die is always the right move. Who would have thought? I feel like their witch is always in the bottom half of their deck, and mine's always in the top couple cards. Yep, let's go ahead and spend the die, because we sure do want to be rid of that. You know what? Yeesh. Out here losing to a 2. Okay, that's pretty convenient. I was trying to pace us until we got there. How does this? Okay, if I get to combine all of the same number. We're ahead of them by 1 card. We don't have our cabin boy anymore, but in the next 2 cards we're gonna draw our captain. So yeah, we can go a little heavier. It's not a game where there's no strategy at all. It's just a game where the strategy is tremendously dwarfed by the random luck. Yep, no big surprise there. Damn it. Ah, 4 dice are rolled and a 3 wins the day. Well, I mean, this could be worse. Okay, there we go.
Well played, young lady. Have fun at the Teddies.
The Teddies. Always it is the teddies. Enter the teddies.
This is Butthhair Pete! Pete! Hey, Pete! The two are totally engrossed in conversation. Frank? Oh. I guess that explains why he didn't finish his drink.
His corpse is still up there. Oh, okay.
Hey, guys.
Ugh, you again.
I knew you would bring bad luck to us.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fair.
Away with you, you plague bird.
It's bizarre to be like, away with you, you plague bird, when a plague bird is not a thing. But like an albatross reference is right there. Although, I mean, usually people use that albatross reference backwards, but you know, I'm just saying. Plague bird ain't even a thing.
Looks familiar to me for some reason.
I don't recognize that one. I don't recognize the guy on the chandelier.
Hello?
It's an interesting camera move. Hi there.
I can't breathe.
Oh, doesn't matter. You're already dead. Don't worry.
It's you, right? Captain Quebeca? I've read all the books about you. I am really your biggest fan.
Psst! Not so loud!
What are you doing here?
I guess the same thing everyone else is doing down here.
That's fair.
You, me, good Antonio over there. We enjoy the rest of the time we have in the afterlife, right? Until we are forgotten.
You will never be forgotten. You're a legend.
Psst! Okay.
Once again, we're seeing that very bizarre use of psst to mean be quiet.
How did you die?
My writer at the time would have probably made an exciting story out of it. But in the end, I was just ingloriously killed by a snake.
A snake bite?
Oh, no. The snake was not venomous at all. I tripped over it and fell inconveniently onto a coconut.
Yeah, that story could be improved.
You know, I don't care anymore. I'll tell you something. As a child, I also read books, about great adventurers, like you do. And I wanted to be such a glamorous character, too. All me life, I have been crazy about making me stories look as glorious as possible. And I was successful. You know the books. Then, when I died a legend, came to the afterlife, and sat down here in Teddy's bar.
That's the
I
Teddy's
had
bar?
time to think about me life. And do you know what I realized?
What?
I had stopped listening.
What do you mean?
You see, I was so caught up in my own story that I just didn't hear any other stories, you understand? I haven't really listened to anyone for a really long time. And down here, nobody dares to tell their stories to me anymore.
Why not?
Why not? You know that pianist over there, right? Antonio Laterendi. Why, he's probably the best and most famous composer and pianist of all time. Do you think anyone dares to make music around him? No one wants to compare themselves to him, whether intentionally or unintentionally. When he is not playing the piano himself, it is always quiet around him. This is the fate of the world's best pianist. Do you understand now why nobody tells me their stories?
And that's why you're sitting here, so lonely and in the shade?
Oh, I don't feel lonely. I have recently learned to listen and observe very carefully. I can tell you something interesting about everyone in the room.
Okay, well, I am curious about this dude.
What about the guy on the chandelier?
That's easy. This is Alfonso, my best friend. Has been by my side for years, every step of the way. Unfortunately, many years of it in a monkey's body, hence the nickname Aponzo. And, unfortunately, he just can't break the habit anymore. If he sees something that he can hang on to, then hang on to it he will.
I bet that's gonna come up somehow. Somehow we're gonna use that fact in a puzzle.
What about those two over there playing Kraken fodder?
The blonde guy's name is Eric, and he's a pretty bad loser. He claims no one has really defeated him in Kraken fodder, but he loses quite often, and then always claims that he let the other guy win. The other guy is called Not Joe, and he knows all 605 knots of the 55 knot Grandmasters. I've also heard that he can untie any knot in seconds. I really hope he'll teach me that someday.
Something tells me he'll be teaching it to me at least. I don't know how we're gonna get it out of him. My feeling is that playing Kraken fodder with them is just gonna make our social situation worse, probably.
What about the two lovebirds at the bar?
Pete came down here at the same time as the other two guys, and he has a lot of interesting fisherman stories to tell. You wouldn't believe what he's already caught. And apparently, he already has Booze Britter on the hook too.
Booze Britta?
Booze Britter is the sunshine in the teddies, I can tell you that. Always in a good mood. And she can drink everybody in here under the table. She must have been like this during her lifetime too. Because allegedly, she was buried with a bottle of hunting accident. Her absolute favorite booze.
Tell me something about Antonio Laiterendi.
Laiterendi has written many songs about famous people, became world famous himself. And so his time here in the afterlife is probably one of the longest of all. He plays his legendary songs here at Teddy's every day. But do you know what he does when the last guest leaves the bar?
What?
He takes a special sheet of music out of his briefcase of a song he wrote here in the afterlife. And then he plays this song every evening. A song for his wife.
Where is his wife?
Forgotten. Archived. Her time here was very short, because nobody remembers the great pianist's wife, right? No matter how important she was to him. There is nothing that Laiterendi wishes more than to have written this song during his lifetime. Oh, he wrote songs about me, Teddy McAnally, and many others. But this, the most important song for him, he wrote too late.
How tragic. Wait, what's going on now?
Have you screwed up anything since you've been down here?
What?
Your halo! It's activated! Why, you better go to the administration right now, or you'll get into trouble.
But I wanted...
They can archive you at any time if you don't follow the rules. And me too if I keep chatting with you, even though your halo is activated. So, you better hurry up.
Well, I mean, they say we're going to get in trouble if we don't immediately report back, but I can't see that going back there is going to be too much better for us, right? We have seen what happens when people return with their halo lit up.
There you are, my recently deceased messenger. Hey, why are you looking so mad?
You...
Hey! Don't get naughty, young lady. I am now again in possession of the holy mandate of the afterlife. If you don't make a good impression on me, I'll shred your death card and archive you. It's faster than drowning.
And what more do you want from me?
Well, I wanted to say thank you for turning in Teddy's death card and ending my agonizing exile. Everything is going according to plan, and now I'm putting things back in order here.
In order?
Order is the most important thing. The best way to make order is to sort out.
You mean you want to archive undead souls at random?
Who is talking about doing anything at random here? Ha! Of course I do it using a defined system. Teddy's Bar. Everyone who has ever entered this bar. Everyone who has ever had a beer there, played cards, or sat at the piano. Anyone who even looked too long through the window into that cursed bar. Every single one of them gets archived.
I mean, that still seems kind of arbitrary.
What? What was that?
I don't know.
Am I being defibrillated?
Stop it!
I can't do anything about it.
Oh!
Was the delivery to your satisfaction?
What?
The delivery! Everything fine with it? No damage, delay, or other complaints?
Delivery?
A stamp of the shrimp pyre was in your pocket, along with this address.
That's what the address is
Valid
for.
two
Okay.
packages, well-timed, immediate delivery guarantee. So, everything's okay here, yeah? We have a lot to do.
Yes, everything is alright. Thanks.
The shrimp pyre is at your service. Shrimp pyre, move, move, move!
I was dead. The electric shocks. Of course. Teddy McAnally fell into the electric eel pool. That was the reason for his near-death experience.
Well, it's kind of a weird way to put. You know what she means, though. That was the reason for his undeath experience. Okay, well, I mean, that's interesting. And it's like, honestly, it's legitimate and interesting use of the pieces of paper we had on us. I think, like, I do not mind the overall plot of this game. I've said a lot of things about the specifics of the dialogue, and a couple of times the puzzles. Like, I know adventure games, puzzles and everything, but I'm still really mad about the screw that is a bolt and how rubbing sunscreen oil on the top of it made the thread part easier to turn. But I think, like, the overall plot design of the game so far has still been pretty enjoyable.
Malty? He's breathing. Fortunately, he just seems to be passed out. But where is that parrot?
Also, can I just steal? No, I'm not allowed to just steal these.
These beasts saved my life.
Feels like in response you could, like, just not just call them beasts. No, whatever, it's fine. So it's the middle of the night, and in theory should be a good time for stealing things, except Cleo doesn't like to steal for some reason. Can we get some extra corks? No, no more corks for me. Well, I mean, obviously we could just let ourselves into some rooms, maybe? Probably everything's locked. Oh, this doesn't have a voice line. Okay, weird. Okay, Cleo's lost her voice, apparently. That's fine. Can't get up on the dais and examine the piano. Alright, what else is going on around here? Okay, nothing to be expected. Aha.
Cleo? You're alive? Were you able to save my books?
Your books? No, Avery. Ecomi Lily let me drown on the spot. I'm very, very lucky to be alive at all. Thanks for the help, by the way.
That old woman came out of nowhere. What was I supposed to do?
You could have tried to warn me. You just left us behind. Left us for dead. Doesn't that sound familiar to you?
Yeah, that's where I got the idea.
And all you can think about is your stupid books. Nobody cares about your made-up stories.
Yeah, I think you're probably right.
I was dead, Avery. For a moment, I was really dead and saw it all. The afterlife, The administration? The archive?
I was in that archive, Cleo. I was already completely forgotten until you found this book. And it looks like I'll end up there again very soon.
Yikomi Lely worked in this administration, and we helped her to return.
So?
She said she wants to put things back in order. She wants to sort out, shred countless death cards. Anyone who's been in Teddy's bar.
We're alive, Cleo. As long as you live, she cannot harm you.
No, but...
And even if she could, what are you going to do about it?
I think I have an idea on how to get back one more time.
Back to the afterlife?
Yes, but just for a moment.
That's crazy!
I have no choice!
Of course you have one. You had your great adventure, and you survived it. Takeaway, getaway. Now is your chance to get away, Cleo. I'm taking it. You should take it too.
Get away? You mean, just don't do anything about all of this?
I didn't have this opportunity to get away back then, and I won't let it slip away again.
I just can't do that.
It really was an adventure, Cleo. It was fun, and that's no lie.
Well, I mean, I guess I get where he's coming from. Oh, hey.
Cocktail? He must have washed up here.
What about one last drink?
Okay, so yeah, I'm only gonna have the ingredients that we have on us, and we know now what we must do, right? That the value of that near-death drink makes a lot more sense all of a sudden. So we need to find some herbal liqueur, some cold ashes, a personal sacrifice, and all of them have to be dipped in ink. Unless, well, the ashes are probably going to be black to start with. Also, don't dip ashes in ink, because you're probably not going to be able to get those ashes back. Is there anything... Not really anything new going on up here, it seems like. It's proper spooky, which is nice.
The grave of Booze Britta. She must be buried here with a bottle of hunting accident.
Well, let's exhume it.
Sorry, Britta, but...
But what? For real, though, but what?
I have to borrow this for a moment.
So that is an herbal liqueur. Not allowed to examine these plaques or anything anymore. Where am I going to get ashes? It kind of seems like I didn't try going up in the lighthouse. Okay, can't do that. Kind of seems like we've been everywhere that it will allow us to do stuff at this point. Can I just dip the... No, okay, it will not. Oh, that's right. I have to open this screen first. Nope, it still won't let me do it. Maybe the drink inside the bottle's already black? Here, we didn't actually run over here. Let me make sure that there's nothing to interact with. Okay. We no longer have a fishing pole or bait, so fishing wouldn't be of value. But we're still going to go down here and... Yeah, the only reason to come down here now is to use the Cocktail 8000. And we can't get back out on the dock area because, as we all know, velvet rope is a permanent and thoroughly uncrossable barrier. Maybe there's something I missed inside the hotel? Where would there be ashes, and where would there be a great personal sacrifice? And I mean, like, there's clearly a key on the counter here, so it makes it very weird that I cannot even inspect that. Nothing on any of the tables. Huh. I mean, is it possible? Well, we don't really have anything to destroy. I'm like sort of wondering if the reason we're still capable of looking at the eels was that we need to like throw something over here and have it get, I don't know, electrocuted in. I can't imagine what you would electrocute in a pool of water that would that would then turn to usable ash, but I am feeling a little bit stymied here. Oh, right. This was a fireplace. Okay. So a personal sacrifice? Yeah, a personal sacrifice. I mean, I don't know what we have that could possibly count. There's still this, which I think is very strange. Maybe, well, okay, what about my logbook? No? Because it does have the little page keeping ribbon.
Personal sacrifice. All right then.
Well, there you go.
What a day.
This is a terrible kind of hint because there's literally no reason for this to exist in the game world. Also, interesting to note that the button didn't actually light up in any meaningful way for that to work. It's just like you had to know that that's what that was for. Okay, well. Yeah, there's absolutely no reason for there to be a drawing of a book on the on a nearby barrel. I bet they just had a hard time with people figuring out the puzzle there, figuring out that you were supposed to do that, because it is outside of the general use of the books, the book type items, and so they just wrote the answer next to the thing. So it's this modifier and flavor, and I guess we're trusting that this is already black.
A near death. On that page. Coming right.
It's been an honor, Cocktall.
Well,
all right then. Down with it.
Down with it. Cleo's actress, more than anybody else, does a lot of like really strange, like stressing with the wrong words in sentences or the wrong syllables in words. I wonder if she is a native English speaker. Hey, look, I'm back. And I'm only near death.
It worked. Only temporarily, I hope.
Right, I'm only near death, so in theory, Eco Malele probably still can't harm us. Would be pretty neat were that the case.
If I understand this archive correctly, then the forgotten souls of the deceased are stored here. Poor souls.
It doesn't seem great. Do all the shelves say the same thing? Yeah, okay. Just look around here to see if we get a different descriptor tag. Alright, I think they're all the same.
Oh no! She's already started! I have to stop her somehow.
What if I lost my shovel. I was gonna say, what if I just hit her with a shovel? Where did it go? It came with us the first time.
A pretty badly insulated junction box. The cable leads to the shredder on the table.
Okay.
A pretty badly insulated junction box. The cable leads up to the communication system.
So if we could find something with which to ruin these. Hello? Am I not allowed to actually take it? Oh. I clicked twice, and the second time, I guess it registered them both simultaneously. A copper-plated paperclip. Well, I mean... Is this gonna... Yep, okay, this is gonna work. We're just gonna create a little short here. Did that
A pretty
do
badly
it?
insulated junction box. The cable leads to the shredder on the table.
I mean, she hit it. Maybe it's still working. Okay, now she's turned
I
her
better
back.
not go any
Oh.
further. That old woman.
Ah, but now if we turn on the shredder, like the way the book is set on it, no, nothing will happen except... Okay. I was thinking there for a second that the game might actually
That old woman.
might actually have the book get eaten by the shredder. So now that it's over here, can I... Oh, 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 oh. Okay. So do this to have her get out the manual. Then this to have her sweep the manual to the side so that she can employ some percussive maintenance. And then we can look at the thing, which is not a folder, but I don't really know what to make of what I'm looking at here. So those three symbols, you know, those three symbols are familiar, right? And I'm not allowed to use the door again, so... Maybe I can sneak up further behind her and use the keypad while she's distracted as well? Or I guess, hold on. I'd be able to use the keypad here if I hadn't motivated her to move the book to the side. Let me look at these one more time. So it's like noose, then a box that is halfway scrolled off screen, and then the tick. Of course, the mighty tick. And then I need the ID number, and we have one here, 1365. So I guess let's just mess with that. 1365. Definitely gonna remember it. This, then that, then this, then 1365.
What? Hey! Close the window immediately!
I really do like a lot of the animation in this game quite a lot.
Hey, Ponzo. He just can't break the habit anymore. What a mess. Yiko Malele desperately tried to catch the documents flying around and somehow keep the overview that was so important to her. But there was something she lost sight of. The Holy Mandate. Cleo didn't hesitate and let the powerful document glide through the shredder.
Which unmakes her? First, wait, does that make sense?
Before the cocktail lost its effect, Cleo, just like Teddy McAnally back then, took a document from the afterlife with her. But she didn't hide it. She left it for someone to see before leaving McAnally Palms. Cleo came back home, but she never told her incredible story to anyone. She talked about Multi-Theus, the sailing cocktail mixer with breathtaking recipes from all over the world. She talked about Not Joe, the seaman who knows all 605 knots of the 55-knot Grandmasters. She spoke of Eric, the gifted Kraken fodder player who taught her all the rules and tricks and was never defeated by her. She talked about Pete, the most talented fisherman at sea, who could predict exactly when and where a shoal of fish would appear. And of course, she talked about Avery Alwick, the greatest adventurer of all time, and about how he survived a dozen Cyclops crabs and a giant black iguana. Well, back to my initial question then. What is the most important thing about a story? I think the most important thing about a story is the listener. And of course, a marvelously captivating narrator's voice. Sorry.
Boy, that just stopped happening, huh? That didn't really feel like an ending so much as they just like ran out of patience with the story and they were like, I don't know. And then you shred the document and for some reason that fixes everything, even though there's no reason for that to be what happened there. Like, why would it unmake her specifically while not changing any of the other rules of the afterlife?
Here, can't you see? Is there anyone listening to me? I lost track in the tide and the sense of how loud I should be. I can't hear what I say. Were the words even those that I meant them to be? When the water got me and a wave pushed me into the corner. Now I can't speak, I'm underwater.
Hey, we're gonna watch this because I reckon it ain't too long here. But I definitely have some things to say. I'm gonna wait until...
Say goodbye, say farewell to all the stories I'm not granted to tell. You won't hear through the noise and the fuss and the rumble and thunder. But I hope that you stay afloat in the wave that had swallowed my breath, and you won't become deaf. You will tell all the stories I can even hear from underwater. I can even hear from underwater.
Okay, I think we're just getting back to normal game music here. There probably won't be any more lyrics. The English in that song didn't quite work either. It's really frustrating because the game and the song, they're both going for some ideas that I really, really like, and just like they can't hit the execution. And if you played this game in the original German, please, in the comments, tell us how it hits. It's like very difficult to describe that experience in any way that's directly comparable, but I'm really curious because basically everything about this game that didn't work for me is because of the bad translation. And that person who is credited as having saved Christoph Schultz's butt with the translation, that's maybe one of the least earned credits I've ever seen on a thing. But also, there's a lot of weirdness with the actual structure of the plot toward the end. It feels like you just get to the middle point of the game where the story is about to get really interesting, and then you're going to have this, underworld sequence, and there's, this whole system in the underworld where, the game's themes are really going to come about. If the game wants to be a story about the importance of being remembered and the importance of remembering people through their stories, then that is where we really start digging into that idea, and we need to talk about what the rules of that are and exactly how the afterlife functions, and what does a false story mean? Does it have to be true? There's so much interesting stuff there, and they like scratched the surface of the part where it's about to get really like thematically rich and really cool, and then they just ended the game immediately. It's like one chapter is 40% of the game, chapter 1 is 40% of the game, and chapter 2 is 40% of it, and then chapters 3 and 4 go by like in a flash. But they're where the good stuff is. That's a real bummer, man. I wonder if they just like, you know, it seems to be an effort primarily by one person, and presumably, even though there was a Kickstarter campaign, like presumably that doesn't cover the costs of development entirely. So I sort of wonder if it's an issue of just like being out of resources, like you got to get back to your real life and like work a real job, and you're just out of time and money, and you know, that's how video game development often goes. Not that I think it's an excuse, but I think it might be the explanation. Yeah, that's a real bummer. There's so much potential here. There's so much potential here, and it just doesn't quite deliver in so many different ways. That said, I don't think it's the worst game we played this year or anything. I don't think it's the worst game even in this like little burst of things that I'm trying to finish up from 2021. It's just like, it might be more disappointing. Like, what I'm saying is it's better than The Forgotten City. But it might be more disappointing than The Forgotten City, because The Forgotten City is rotten all the way through. Like, there's nothing to save there. Here, this thing has a really good heart, and there's some great ideas in it, and the actual art of it I think is really beautiful. And it's just the words are so important to this thing, and it is completely let down by them. And then again, like, the last 2 chapters need to be considerably more fleshed out. I don't know. That's it. We're out of Cleo. That's it for Cleo, A Pirate's Tale. Thank you all so much for watching. A little bit bummed out, I think, by the way that turned out, but on the whole, I'm still glad I played it. And I hope that it was entertaining to watch. When you come back next time tomorrow, there may well be something new in this space. We have 1 or 2 games left. I think I said at the beginning of this series that this was the last game on the list, but that's because I don't know how to scroll the list down. So we have 1 or 2 things left before Game of the Year time. It's about to be March. Listen, this is just the way things are. Come back next time tomorrow for finishing the list. It's going to happen, and we'll see you then.